Hey, it's Lolo. Today I thought you could join me in making some homemade pasta. I'm just gonna mix up the dough, let it rest, and then run it through a press so you can see what the process is. It's really pretty easy. You don't have to have a lot of fancy things. So let me get my things together and we'll be back. We're back. I've gotten all my ingredients together. I'm going to go through all of these a little bit. I've got flour. I've got 4 cups total of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. Some people use semolina in addition. I would not use semolina alone because it's kind of coarse. But some people do use a combination of semolina and all-purpose. I use all-purpose. We've got 3 large eggs, a teaspoon of salt, about 1/4 cup of water that I may not add all, but I got a 1/4 cup here, and then I have a tablespoon of olive oil. So I have a very good friend who swears that her mother, who lived in Bologna, Italy, never, ever used olive oil in her dough. That may be. I like to use olive oil, but people make dough in different ways. Once in Italy, my husband and I took a cooking class, and we made pasta with just water and flour, no eggs. So I make mine with flour, eggs, and olive oil. So that's how I do it. Experiment if you want to, because you're not going to be out much. This is not a lot of money built up right here. So, but use really good olive oil. I get this in Fairhope, which is local to me, at a little shop called the Happy Olive. And she's got a wide array of olive oils and balsamic vinegars. Really neat place. So that's where I get my good stuff. All right. So we're going to start by making a little mountain with our flour. And I'm not going to put all of it in the beginning. I like to leave a little, because some days you'll get a real moist dough, and then other days not so much. So let's see, that's 3.5 cups. And we're going to spread it out like this, but kind of keep a little rise. And then we're going to make a little well. Now you can do this step, you don't have to do it like this. You can do all of these steps in the mixing process in a stand mixer. I have done that before. I prefer doing it this way, and then I just knead it in the mixer. So that works for me because my hands get tired. I'm not really very good at kneading the dough, and you really want a good knead on the dough. Get it nice and elastic so it'll spread good for you. Okay, so we're making our little well here. I've just got this on a cutting board. And then I'm going to beat these eggs a little. This is 3 large eggs. Add my salt to the eggs. Add my olive oil to the eggs. I love my friend Barbara, so, you know, the lady that doesn't do the olive oil. And I'm sure her mama's pasta was awesome, but I prefer the oil. So, all right, I'm going to pour this in the well, just like that. And this is the part that's fun. You get to use your hands. So you're going to take a little, and you're just going to slowly kind of mix it around like it's a big bowl. And just take the flour from the outside. Sometimes you just have to get your hands in the dough. So I'm going to try to get this as dried out as possible before you get close to the edge. If you don't, you'll have a little hole in your dam holding all the eggs in, and that is quite a mess. I have had that happen. But again, you just learn over time. The more you make it, the better you get. And there's nothing like homemade pasta. So good. So we've got quite a mix going. We've still got a pretty good bit of flour, and we're kind of dry, see. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. And I at least want to incorporate this 3.5 cups. Just about there. Okay. So it's not too sticky, but it looks like it's pliable. It's not going to crumble. And two, this is going to come together more as you need it. All right. Scrape off my little fingers. Now I'm going to put this into my mixer, and I'm going to fit a blender for my mixer with a dough hook. This. All right, so I've got everything in my mixer. I'm going to just stir it out on low. About medium. And this is just going to knead this dough and make it really elastic so it'll be easy to roll out. So I've kneaded my dough in my mixer, and I pulled it out. It's come together. You just kind of form it in a ball, and then when you push on it, you see it kind of springs back a little bit. That's how you want it to be. So then I'm going to just take it and mash it into a little disc. And then I'm going to let it rest an hour in the refrigerator. If you want to make your dough ahead of time, you can make it and just put it in the freezer. And then before you get ready to roll it out, just pull it out and let it thaw completely, and then you can get to the rolling stage. So our rollers have numbers on the side, and the smaller the number, the larger the opening. So you want to start on the low numbers and then run it through, and then as we go, we'll go down or go up to the higher numbers. So we get a nice thin sheet. I don't go all the way the thinnest because I like it a little bit thicker, but I do like it sort of thin. So I got a little piece of my pasta here. I'm going to turn this on. We are on 1. And feed this through. And running the second time. Fold it over. So I like to get a nice edge. It just makes it easier. Run it back through. We're still on 1. Alright, now we're going to go up to 2. See, it's a little thick. Fold this top over, and we're going to go to 3. And then we'll continue till about probably 6 or 7. We'll just see as we go. So we're on number 7. This goes up to 8. And this should be nice and thin. And I'm just going to do 1 sheet just to show you. This makes a lot of pastas. We'll cut it. So don't worry if the edges are not straight. This is a pretty good one. So I'll probably do some cannelloni with this one. So I have some filling. The recipe for this filling and the making of some baked cannelloni is going to be in a future video. So be on the lookout for that. So I'm going to just show how to do a couple. My sheets are not quite big enough. So I'm just going to double this over. So what I'm going to do, you put this over my ravioli mold. And sometimes if you have semolina flour, you can coat the bottom of it with the semolina. It kind of acts like little ball bearings, and it helps it kind of come out some more. So I'm just going to show a couple. A little spoon. This is a meat filling with spinach. It's green color you got there. Don't want too much because you don't want it to burst as it cooks. there. So normally you would have one whole sheet that you'd fill, and then you'd top it with another sheet. But for today, I'm gonna just double it over. So here's the lines. So we're just gonna double this over like this. Press a little bit. And then we have this handy dandy rolling pin. Most of your ravioli molds will come with these, and they make silicone too, but this is just the one I always use. So and these freeze very, very well. So just make sure that cuts through. I have seen videos, recipes where you put a little water around between the layers to kind of seal it. I do not do that. I have found this way it stays pre-sealed and you're good to go. Put this in our dough for later. And then you just turn it out onto the board. But again, if you'll line this, just sprinkle a little semolina, they will usually pop right out. I wouldn't use any kind of nonstick spray. You don't really want it wet, so just some flour, dust it with flour, and they should come right out. Okay, so I get a tray of these, and then I'll stick my tray in the freezer, and then when they've frozen individually, then I just throw them in a big Ziploc bag, and then I have them for quick dinner. So moving on to cannelloni. Same sort of principle, it's just that we don't have to have anything fancy. It's rolled out like this. I'm gonna cut some sheets. I like to do 2 cannellonis in a serving, so I'm not going to cut them super long. Take the filling. Place it down the middle. Push the filling all the way to the end. This is meat. You could do mushroom, cheese. It's really good. Okay. Just gonna roll this up. The same side down. And then we'll just pop those in the freezer, and then we'll have cannellonis when we're ready, or ravioli. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope you learned a little something about pasta. Tune in for more cooking videos at Cooking with LoLo. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. Tune in for more Cooking with LoLo.